as y'all see in the caption there on the screen, he says how to fix housing in America. Now, this is one of those typical videos or stances where people simply go, "Oh, we can just enforce something on the people who own the housing," and they seem to just not give any fucks about any type of context or just anything at all. Just well, we want to just just enforce these rules, and that's it. That's really how these people think. Yeah, I understand we need to do something like in general, not just housing, but in general. But the idea that we're just going to oh do this thing to the landlords and then boom, problem solved. No, but I'm gonna go ahead and unmute it. Let me click it here.
They're home and there's no crime.
We're gonna unmute it and then I'm gonna start it from the beginning and then let it play in full and then go from there.
Is the housing market ever going to get better? Well, maybe if we did something about it. What could we do about it? I think there's 5 things we could do about it. Did you know that 1 out of every 4 homes that's purchased in America is purchased by an investor? 1 out of every 4? So what if we created this investor ladder that said, hey, if you're buying a home that you plan the profit on, you're going to have to pay a fee at the closing table. And for every home that you buy after that, you're going to have to pay a higher fee. And where does that fee go? It goes toward a fund. And that fund funds first-time home buyer closing cost coverage when that first-time buyer goes to buy their first home. Wait, so is there no fee to buy an investment property right now? There currently is not. So if a fee was created and the fee keeps going up, that would also encourage people to not buy so many properties. Number 2, did you know that there's 15.36 million vacant homes in America? Holy cow. How many homes are for sale in America right now? 953,608. There's almost 16 times as many homes that are vacant in America than there are that's for sale. Yay, Shan. If you look at the U.S. Census Bureau of 2024, you'll see that 6.8 million of these homes are going to remain vacant for the next 12 months. Why? Who cares? It's their home and there's no current fee. And that's number 2. What I want to change is creating a fee for vacancy. How would you do that? Well, a property owner should only have 3 options in America. They should either have to live in it, have to sell it, or have to rent it. If they're just sitting on it, they should have to pay a fee because they are keeping another family from being able to have the opportunity of shelter. Okay, and after a period of time that they've left the home vacant, they pay this fee? Yes, after 6 months, they'll start to have to pay this fee, which is based off the market rental value per month on that home. And that fee is going to go up for every month that they leave it vacant up to 18 months, where it maxes out at 150%. Is the housing market ever going to get...
All right, do you see I hope you caught that and understand what I mean by no context whatsoever, just numbers and words, and then this is why we should, do this stuff. For the first point he made was investors. Like, so what is an investor exactly? Is it just someone who buys a property to rent out, or someone who buys a property to tear it down and do something different? What exactly is the investor planning to do? That's very important because of one, like let's say when I was young, my grandma on my mother's side, somebody or some people, I'm not sure, and that's another thing. An investor is an entity, not necessarily a person. So when excuse me, they purchased the housings, whatever it was, from like across the street, and then they built like an apartment building. And that went to it obviously went to people to rent, right? So the problem here is that when they say, "Oh, we can just make them pay a fee," and then another fee, and then I'll play it back and so I can hear it again. But it's like, what do you think that's going to do to that rent there? And also, they aren't just taking houses from people, like get the fuck out, whatever. It's like, again, in some situations, they're literally taking houses that nobody is using at all. Like, I live in a hood in Detroit. Like, there are so many houses that nobody does anything with. They just sit there, vacant, doing nothing. The city finally tore down a house for me after 10 years of me living here, when the house was just sitting there. Rodents and everything was using it to sleep and all that stuff. It was just sitting there, and the city had to tear it down. Now, what also happens to that sometimes is, well, somebody will buy that, and at some point, and they'll just try to figure out what they have to do. And another thing is with the city, you have to there are a lot, there's like steps and all that stuff you got to go through, right? Processes. So You have to do all that. So it's not just I buy a property and then it just sits there because I just want it to sit there necessarily. There's so much that goes into that. The idea that people like this are, oh, they just buy them, let them sit. That's not necessarily the case. But you want to implement something that's across the board that makes absolutely no sense because you're not addressing the actual problems because you don't fucking know. You don't know. You just, I want to be the person that I'm on the right side of history. Shit like this. That's this type of thinking, and it's stupid.
For every more. So what if we created this investor ladder that said, hey, if you're buying a home that you plan the profit on, you're gonna have to pay a fee at the closing table. And for every
Who do you think is going to end up paying that fee? Do you really think that you're going to? This is America. People don't just eat fees just because. Not investors, because there's always a loophole around it. Why do you think they're the ones who are the investors? They know this shit. So now when small people try to buy, a couple of houses, now what? Smaller investors, quote unquote investors, like people who own just like 2 or 3 houses, something like that. Now they're not going to, and then what? You really think just by default someone's going to take the same house and fix it up and flip it? Not necessarily. So you're not fixing a problem. You're just causing a different problem while masking this one. This doesn't fit. This is, I say, entities like the government don't actually fix problems. They just move it because they do stuff like this, thinking that if you just put a fee there, therefore they won't take the fee and pass it on or do whatever. You're just moving the problem, not fixing shit.
home that you buy after that, you're gonna have to pay a higher fee. And where does that fee?
So I don't know if y'all hear what he's saying, but he's basically, if you buy one home, that's one fee. Then you buy another home, that's a even higher fee, and then a third home, an even higher fee, and then even. People, do you understand? Like, you ever heard of these dudes who are getting married or getting divorced, and then their wives are like, I want half, and they're like, he ain't got shit, it's in his mama name. There are so many different ways to create a different entity so that the person doesn't pay that fee. You're just, again, going to punish the smaller the smaller investor people. Stuff like this literally plays into the hands of the people you are trying to go against. Because now the smaller people can't compete with them. It's just going to be the people who can create all these different entities to essentially give you the property. Like you're standing in the way of other smaller people. Shit, you're not solving anything.
It goes toward a fund, and that fund funds first-time home buyer closing cost coverage when that first-time buyer goes to buy their first home. Wait, so is there no?
Okay, people, please stop thinking that if you just help first-time home buyers with a down payment, you'll be closer to solving the problem overall. No, you won't. No, you won't. That shit that Kamala does, shit like the idea he has. First of all, you're literally saying that just because you purchase a home, now you have to help somebody else purchase it, which goes against your own interest and your own point. So you're literally just forcing them to, when you do, and that's an attack right there. These words that y'all like to use, that's an attack on that very thing. So if we can attack groups of people, you lose the ability to be upset when that goes against you. But back to this. When you have, the fuck did he say? Oh yeah, this idea that you can just give first-time home buyers these down payments, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yes, you're going to encourage more people to mortgage homes. The problem is when you do that, that mortgage is a long-term debt that not everybody can handle. Just like people get evicted from houses they rent, they're going to get booted from these homes that are these first-time home buyer programs. And are you going to give a fuck about that? Just because my whole point is just this, get them you're a part of the problem. Because all that is going to do is cause a whole lot of, when the first time you implement that, there's going to be, every time you do that, there's going to be a wave of people who foreclose, and that goes right back into the market. For who? The small first-time home buyers? So there's just every revolving door? You're not fixing the problem. You're just pretending it doesn't exist.
Fee to buy an investment property right now? There currently is not. So if a fee was created and the fee keeps going up, that would also encourage people to not buy so many properties.
No, it wasn't. No, it wouldn't. It would encourage them to simply put it under something else. That's all it would do.
Number two, did you know that there's 15.36 million vacant homes in America? Holy cow. How many homes are for sale in America?
Okay, vacant. Is that default? And I probably should have looked this up, but does that defaultly mean that they're livable and there's nobody there? Because again, I live in Detroit. A lot of these vacant homes, hell, on my block, on my quote unquote block, because it's weird. On my block alone, there's, off the top of my head, there's like 5 that are quote unquote vacant. One, some guy is like apparently trying to fix up, but it's like taking time because, money, work, investment, time, shit like that. Can't just, it's not, life isn't TV where, after 30 minutes, oh, this piece of shit is livable now. When I turn into my block, the very first house straight forward has an eviction note on the window. People used to live there. I believe she was a prostitute. I actually used to walk up the street all the time, just nonstop, several times a day, with a change of clothes. I'm pretty sure she was a prostitute. Mainly going to my next door neighbor who was old, and his wife died. I'm sure she was a prostitute. It's not that relevant, but I just wanted to say it a million times. But y'all get the picture, right? But obviously people couldn't afford to stay there. Ergo, they got evicted. And it's been evicted since beginning of the fall. So at least 4 months. And now what? They just have to go find somebody in the economy who just is going to rent this home. Never mind what repairs might need to be done. She was a hooker, so she might have also been on drugs, which I would have thought anyway had I not thought she was a hooker, because it's kind of how she looks sometimes. Never mind, they got to clean all that up, maybe, if it's in there. Nope, just charge them a fee if they don't work fast enough to flip a fucking house. Oh my God, seriously? How fast do y'all think this shit works? But you can just go, oh, well, this is a time frame, that's it, and fucking do it. Then, if you're willing to give exceptions, who you think's going to benefit more from those exceptions? The big people. Dude, people, this shit doesn't work. If you want to do something about overseas people buying land here, blah, 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 fine. But you're going to have to actually make it make sense. You cannot just go, oh, we do this, then China can't buy property here. They kind of can, because they can operate over here. Blah. It's getting real deep, and none of us really know enough to have that conversation. So I'll keep it here. But no, this fee shit is stupid. This wording, vacant homes. Yeah, dude, people don't always move into some shit. And actually, like I said before, most people should stop doing that. Most people should stop doing this. Well, I graduated high school, so time's are ticking to when I should move out of my home or I'm a bum. No. There needs to be more of a concentration to what is the proper time frame and reason to move out. Like that needs to be a thing in America. Stop this. Just give us all homes. Make sure all of us can buy a home. As if all of you want that fucking responsibility. I just spent thousands of dollars the last 4-5 weeks because fucking one reason being a raccoon chewing a hole in my roof. How many of y'all want to keep up with the ridiculousness of home repairs? And I don't have a mortgage, so it was easy for me to swallow. But how many of y'all want to do a mortgage and home repairs? Get the fuck out of here, yo.
Right now. 953,608. There's almost 16 times as many homes that are vacant in America than there are that's for sale. Yay, and if you look at the U.S. Census Bureau of 2024, you'll see that 6.8 million of these homes are going to remain vacant for the next 12 months. Why? Who cares? It's their home.
No, it's not who cares, it's their home. There's reasons why it would be longer than 12 months. As I just went over. You cannot just poof and now the house off the market. There's no telling how much goes into each individual home that needs to be sold. Go on DetroitLandBank.com and go to the cheapest houses that start at like $1,000 and see how putrid those houses are. I'm probably misused that word, but y'all get my point. How unlivable those houses are. Not every house is just like they moved out, I sweep some shit out, and then now we're going to have blah blah. Like, it's like, stop doing this, because all you do is rage bait people into like, yes, government should do something. Yes, you're igniting stupid people to feel some kind of way. Stop doing that. The one thing that's worse than a stupid person is an angry stupid person who think that you just taught them some shit. Stop doing that.
And there's no current fee, and that's number two. What I want to change is creating a fee for vacancy. How would you do that? Well, a property owner should only have three options in America. They should either have to live in it, have to sell it, or have to rent it if they're just...
So I seen this post on Facebook, and they said something similar to what he just said. And one of the people in the comment section said, well, I like this idea, especially taxes, because it forces you to do something with your home. And it's like, who the fuck are you? Like, that's what I don't understand about people. Like, the government should stand on my business until you want some shit. And that's but left and right. Because the Democrats and Republicans, I'm so sick of everybody who thinks like this. I want something to operate a certain way. Therefore, the government should just be in cahoots with what I want. And therefore, I get to, like, fuck you. Like, they literally saying that, oh, if you inherit property, you shouldn't just be able to sit on it until whatever, like, so people can't build on their lineage. They have to just, every time a lineage, you go to the next lineage, start over. Reset button, because these people in this generation lost, so therefore we reset. Fuck you. No. Your ancestors fucking lost. Get over it. Your grandparents fucking lost. Get over it. They did nothing to help you. Get over it. This shit is insane. This idea that people just get they get to force you to forfeit your property. Like, think about that idea, and people are just okay with that.
Sitting on it, they should have to pay a fee because they're keeping another family from being able to have the opportunity of shelter. Okay, and after a period of time that...
No, they're not. No, they're not. So you mean to tell me renting or mortgage is the only opportunity to shelter? Have you ever heard of, like, building your own shit? You can get a loan for that. Your only way of opportunity to shelter is, I have to give up mine. Really? You don't have parents. You don't have somebody that's looking for a roommate. You don't have to do that. And we'll go get back to that later, but you don't have to do shit like that. It should just be, I want to rent, and then, you know what, let's just talk about that now. So since we're doing all this cheaper, more housing, should we also tell people, you know what, you can't try to buy a house by yourself. You must be married, ready to have children, because we also need new taxpayers, correct? We also need children, youth, to teach and all this other stuff, especially considering what other countries are doing, right? So we need that. So we should put stipulations on that, right? You should not be trying to buy a house that's too big, right? You want a nice little fancy house like these people be up on Instagram. Honestly, mainly women. You can't mortgage a house that big unless, you know, you promise to have like 5 kids. And you have to have 1 by this time, 2 by this time, 3 by this. Can we do that? So are we going to let single people tell single people you cannot buy a house? And you must forfeit the house if you go 5 years with no marriage. You gotta be and if you are married with no kids, well, you have to start this small. This way we can keep people like ready to get out of their house. This is bullshit. These ideas are just for people who want to feel like they're accomplishing something. Because real accomplishments is just not a thing today, apparently. You have to fight these ridiculous battles. One more time, I'll agree. You have to pay a fee for after 6 months. If you're not going to, you have to pay rent on your own shit after 6 months because we want people to have shelter. And if you're going to go and mortgage or rent a house, you must be married. How about that? Deal?
They've left the home vacant, they pay this fee? Yes, after 6 months, they'll start to have to pay this fee, which is based off the market rental value per month on that home. And that fee is going to go up for every month that they leave it.
Listen to how stupid that is. Based on market rental value. Okay? Remember, the effort is to keep housing as low as possible, right? So if rent is lowered for whatever, let's say they're successful and they get rent lowered, you do realize that you're going to make rent also affordable for the investors, right? Because remember, they're going to get those loopholes done. Like, oh, but what if we're fixing up the house? Don't we get an extension? Or what if we doing this? Don't we get an exception? They're going to get those done. And then for the houses where they have to pay this fee, again, only the smaller people are not going to be able to afford it. But the bigger entities will, correct? Right? You're not fixing problems. You're just moving them. And then pretending that the extra problem you just caused doesn't exist. Or you're just going to blame it on them anyway. Oh, they're undercutting. No shit. I don't understand that reason either. When they do it with taxes, when they do it with housing, when they do it with anything. Home, businesses, anything. It's like, they found a loophole. No shit. Because just like you, they want what the fuck they want. So they just did it. Just like you just want some shit to exist and be able to benefit from it, so do them. So they found a loophole. Welcome to reality.
Taken up to 18 months where it maxes out at 150%. Is the housing market ever going to get better? Well,
See, he even put a max in there. That's not going to work. It's not. All you're going to do is put it to where the smaller people can't afford to compete. Stop doing this. You're not helping. People, you are not helping. You're not helping. Stop it. Please stop. If you have to pay a fee to register your car as a non-operating vehicle, then the same should be done for a non-operating home, especially if you don't plan to upkeep it. No, the answer to that is both of those fees would be stupid. It is insane that if I have 5 cars, oh, you have to pay a fee on all 5 of them because obviously I can't drive all 5 cars every day, right? That blanket fee is also stupid. It's also dumb. Well, I've never had 5 cars, honestly, so now that I think about it, maybe they already do, like, scale it. I don't know. But I don't think they do. So, I mean, if I'm wrong on that, then whatever. But I want to go to this other video that I saw that it's not related to this at all, but I think it's very similar. So here's a video. As you see, there has coming like new house builds, and let me go back to the beginning. And it says no investors allowed, must make under $59,400 as a single person to buy these houses. Now, when you go to the comment section, apparently they're like they scale it a little bit. So there's a little more to it, but we're going to just go with that. And I think this also, like, people ask some questions in the comments that I think is very relevant. So I'm going to play it again in whole, let you all hear it, and then go point by point.
All right, so this here is an affordable housing community they about to do. Now, when most people think of affordable housing, they think of low end, which is not the case. you're going to be living next door to teachers, professionals, etc., who have careers just like you got careers, and they just want the best for them and their family. So they'll take care of it. Now, they about to put up 26 units, right?
Yep.
In the upper 200s.
Yes.
You can't get that in Charlotte. You can't make more than $59,000 as a regular person. Now, Angela's the agent. Tell us about this community.
So this is going to be Avalon at LaSalle, this project. Now, this project has got a different vibe. It's got a modern vibe. You see these photos? They look pretty good. It's going to be hot now. This neighborhood, Lincoln Heights, historically has had modern homes. And so these are going to be modern townhomes, and these are going to have garages as well. They're going to start at $267,000. That's what they're starting at. And we're still working out a few things with this project. We're still looking at finalizing the HOA and the numbers. And so I'm expecting to really have the hard information probably mid-February or right around mid-February to be able to give you the particulars on this project. We're looking for first units to more than likely be mid-spring.
Okay, so you said they're going to have a garage?
Got garages on this. All of them got garages.
Damn. All right, well, cool. Listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag her below if you want to get on the waiting list so she can get you quality. Hey, if I don't got no loan officer, but I want one of these, I don't make a lot of money, can I reach out to you first?
You can reach out to me. Because there's several different loan officers, but some do these projects. Like I said, there's layered financing with this. So you want to make sure you got the right lender. Not all lenders can handle this. They also need to be a preferred lender to be able to do the House Charlotte program. Again, DKP.org has the list of all lenders that you can use. But if you want to know the people who are extremely great at this, hit me up.
All right, so listen, I'm going to tag her below. Make sure you
Listen to that shit. This is what trying to like help people be first time home buyers and shit. This is what you get. Okay, first of all, those houses are connected, it looks like. Not sure if all of them are going to be that, but what I see in the picture are connected housing. I don't give a damn that they got garages. All right? You're starting at $267 and an HOA fee, and I got to be connected to somebody else? Look at that front yard. What the fuck is that? Like what? And then saying that as a single person, you have to max out at below 60,000. Bruh, when I looked up before 200,000 mortgage rate in Michigan with, everything included, not an HOA fee, dude, it was like 1,200 or something like that. 1,300. If you make less than $60,000 after taxes, dude, you're taking home what? 8 a week? 8, 9 a week? It's definitely not, unless you're doing some shit on your tax returns, it's definitely not 1,000. That's not happening. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's round it up to 1,000. More than a quarter is going to go to your mortgage, which means fuck kids, fuck anything else. You're not going to be able to get ahead on your mortgage at all. Do you like? So over the course of this, let's just say 30, just hypothetically 30 years, because I did that based on 30 years, which means if you were to try 15, it would double. Dude, that is a burden at that point. A burden. This is the problem with we're going to try to help home buyers and no investors. And you're you see what I'm saying? You're not. What problem did they fix? 60? No, hold on. Let me look at this. I even said they had an $80,000 down payment. If you make 60 bands, not even, you ain't got 80 bands. You don't. You don't have $80,000. But fuck it, $80,000, right? I didn't even put a monthly HOA. You are paying $1,600 a month. That's what the actual fuck. Like, seriously. That's 2 of your checks, at least. I don't understand. I don't understand. You people who just get everybody a house, get everybody a house, get everybody a house. And here's another problem. Another problem is People look at what they're building. People don't want the small houses anymore. So when people say they need to have affordable housing, like they used to. It's called an 800 square foot house. Figure it the fuck out. No, that's not enough. So it's like, why would people build affordable housing if you've made it clear because you can just beg the government for a down payment or to help you with first-time home buyers, you're just going to buy the bigger house anyway. Like, I seen you know what? Let me go to this. I'm not even going to read before I do that, let's see if we can read some comments. As a former mortgage loan originator, this is a bad deal. Listen, I usually don't do the whole, because you're this title, I already agreed with the dude before he said it. So, is he right because he's a mortgage loan lender? I don't know. Don't care. That sounds about right. This sounds terrible. How can I personally only making $60,000 annual afford a $260,000 home? This guy, what the fuck? He's a real estate. Please retire. Because you're fucking with people at this point. He responds with, the 260 is broken up over 30 years. It's not all paid at once. This country's ran on debt. Oh my God. Oh my God. If that's not, I gotta get to my bottom line, I don't know what is. We know, and it's not 260K chopped up over 30 years. When you add that mortgage in there, and I didn't even do the recalculate 16 times. You know what? Let me do it this way. Hold on. Give me a second. 66 times 12 times 30. That come out to 599,760. You pay more than double for that. So the real question is, on a $60,000 income, how can I afford $600,000? So over 30 years, before taxes, 10 years of that 30 going to this house. That doesn't make sense. Get a smaller house. Stop asking for the good shit on the low. That's the thing. We are essentially begging the fuck out of the government so we can get that good shit on the low. We're weasels. we're just like demanding that so we just get handed this good shit for a good low price. Wow, like come on, dog. Come on, man. Heck no. 60K, $267,000 house and HOA, it's living in poverty. You look rich, but you'll be struggling to make ends meet. Get yourself a 120, 160 house. Fix it up nice, call it a day. You'll have a mortgage and be comfortable. I wouldn't go. Listen, unless I couldn't find any lower, like I'm about to show you in a minute, I wouldn't even go that high. Like that's like if my house burnt down right now, like today, I would seriously look at, all right, what it would cost to rebuild it, or the house I'm going to show you, or one of the houses I'm going to show you. Like this is insane. Like I've seen houses in Michigan recently on Zillow. If they listed the wrong number, whatever, debate me, fuck it. But I've seen houses being sold below 80K and they're move-in ready. So this idea of 260, 350, like you people, damn, just to look a certain way, that's crazy. That's crazy. He says these homes are reserved for individual families earning 80% area median income or less. The 59,400 income limit is for a single person. The bigger the size of the family, the higher the income limit. For example, if you have a married couple with 3 children, the income limit is $91,000. Dude, that's not even double. But then you have to have 3 kids. So let's say the both of them make. He said income limit. I think he means the income max, because he also said the income limit up there. But whatever. I think it works the same way. I think I'm reading it wrong. But even if you go to 91,000, your take-home pay now would be what? what, 1,500 a week? I'm not going back to the calculator. Like 1,500 a week, 16 maybe. So okay, fine. You're living right to the line, dude. Right to the line. That's still a bad deal. Whatever, dude. Let's just keep moving. God damn. Y'all people, as long as I can make the payment. All right. And this is the last one that I'm going to show y'all the house on Zillow. I'm all for it. But what about the people that make a little more? There are plenty of programs for low-income housing. But what about people that can actually afford it but can't have it because we make $3, three times the limit? Or three, whatever. I'm not sure what they're trying to say. I appreciate what y'all do for the people, but please consider the rest of the middle class who struggle too. Well, this is what happens when you want this much intervening. They gotta tell somebody fuck you. Like when they say, oh, we just gonna take tax money from everybody and have y'all fight over how to get it back. There are some groups that, okay, you get WIC, okay, you corporation get this tax break, okay, we're gonna make this program for you. Fuck you, okay, we're gonna help you buy a car, okay, and they gotta tell somebody fuck you. Because they're taking the same 100, let's say give them all it all comes out to just be $100. Let's say we pay the government $100 total in taxes over all of America. When they start all these different things that they're going to do with that $100, somebody going to be in line holding a handle like, yo, you took from me too, homie. But that shit, yo, give me mine. We ain't got it, bro. It's already gone, bro. This is more important than you. How? But I need some shit too. I got this and I got that. I got shit to worry about. How are you just gonna tell me fuck me when I help pay into this shit too? Would you? I mean, you don't look it. Fuck that. They don't look it. I live down the street from them people. They get bread too. They look it the same way I do. They live it the same way I do. Why the fuck do they get some shit but I don't? Because you don't look like you're struggling. Just because. So when you want this type of shit, you're going to be told, fuck you. Until y'all are willing to change it, a complete overhaul, I say fuck you too. All right, so we're here on Zillow, and this is the house here. As you see, it's listed for $85,000, which sounds to me like it's still now. Maybe the roof might need to be replaced, not sure. But let's just say that they do. I would assume that's like an $8,000 repair. I'm not sure what you do if you want to take a loan out on top of that, or I'm not really sure. But I'm just based on this picture. The roof looks a bit old. I mean, like I said, I don't know what to tell you about that. I guess I shouldn't have pointed it out. Anyway, but you get to the inside, freshly painted. Maybe they took care of some other things. I guess that's what the inspection is for. They put the cheap, good-looking floor down. Nice kitchen. This is a bungalow with that ups. Oh, this is different. Okay. Why would you put this flooring everywhere though? That's weird. Decent bathroom. Look at that basement. It's an unfinished basement, but it looks clean as hell. Not seeing any potential problems. Obviously, these are pictures, and you have to be there. Got a sump pump right there. Awesome. This is a good-ass deal for you. Look at that backyard. This is a good-ass deal for 85 grand. What does Zillow say? Zillow said you would be paying, look at that, $235. Estimated, right? Obviously, that's just rounded up to $500. Why, like, you mean to tell me that people are complaining about house costs, but yet won't do shit about it? Like I told y'all before, I brought up stuff like this to people on the internet who are complaining. Oh, that's Michigan. Who wants to live in Michigan? Who wants to be small complaining ass on the internet because they can't have the good shit for free? And I bookmarked a lot of these. 90 grand. I think that's a condo, actually. Oh no, that's a house. 80 grand. 90. Y'all get the picture. 95. Y'all get the picture. There is no need for the shit that people are complaining about. But yet, we must do it. We must do housing. Shut up. Shut up. If y'all actually focus more on the serious shit instead of the fun shit, because I know all of you who complain do, we wouldn't have these problems to this degree. They would be minimal. Minimal. But nope, we gotta have it. We gotta have it. Be right, not positive. I'm out.